What is up, everyone? Welcome back. Jesse's got a great topic for tonight, a spooky one. Most haunted, is it haunted, Jesse? Yeah. Most
Yes.
haunted back roads in California. Let's get into it. Dudes, welcome back to episode 41 of the Paranormal Dudes podcast. Y ¿qué huele, México? Bienvenidos. Aquí estamos con episodio 41. And let's go ahead and continue on. So, since we last talked, we have little meetings here and there. Anything happens spooky to anyone? I know something's happened to Jessie because she mentioned it.
Something spooky happened to me.
And what happened, Jess?
Well, actually, it was two things.
Okay.
Because something happened yesterday. But
I didn't know about that one. Okay.
On Saturday, we did an event with my club, and we did a little workshop at one of the high schools in El Centro. And it was in the library / media room. So as soon as I got there, I just kind of felt kind of eerie, but I was like, oh, it's a new school, but it's like built kind of like in an older farming area. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But I noticed that they were also like making a pool in the, like for the school, because it doesn't have one. So they're like digging up a lot of things, and I feel like that sometimes tends to like make movement.
Disturb. Yep.
Yeah, disturb the peace. So So to make a long story short, I had gone to the restroom because it was kind of like it's a staff restroom.
I'm just kidding.
It was right after lunch, and so you have to get like kind of go down this weird hallway to get to the restroom, and it's like obviously the staff restroom because it's like no kids allowed, and there's like nice things in there like creams and like perfumes and stuff. And
what kind of creams are we talking about here?
From a famous place at the mall where you get creams. Okay.
As long as we're not saying because
we're not sponsored.
As long as she didn't say oil, all right.
Essential oils.
And so I was coming back, and I just saw like a little boy in the library, and he was just like looking. Like when I passed by, he just kind of looked at me, and I looked at him, and I was like, okay, well, who's this kid with? Because it's like an all-girl event. So I was like, well, maybe one of the moms.
No boys allowed. He's not allowed here.
No, but I was like, is that plebe kid? Like, where's his mom? Yeah. Like, I thought maybe he had come in because there was like free food. I don't know. I never say no to food. And so I was like, who's that? I told the ladies, like, who's that kid over there? And they're like, what kid? And I'm like, the little boy that was sitting over there reading. And then they were like, no, there's nobody that has come to pick up their daughters or anything, like no hay niños. And I was like, okay. So I immediately ran over to one of the ladies that's in my club because she's like my soul sister because she's very clairvoyant and she's older than me. And I told her, did you see what I saw? And she's like, oh, the little boy reading a book. And I said, yes. And she was like, yes, I saw him. And I was like, okay. So after she told me yes, I was like, okay. So me and the same lady were at Centro yesterday because we do a pop-up prom event. And I told her, oh, I don't know why you make me come to these places. Like, it makes me exhausted. And I go, I don't even know how you've been here all day. And she's like, I know. And she's like, just wait till you go to the restroom. And I was like, ugh. So I was like, hoping I didn't have to pee. I'm like, what is it with me in the damn restroom?
Both instances, they're like restroom. It's like the ghosts are like, Jesse, you have to.
And so Valentina was with me, right? My daughter. So she me go to the bathroom. And I was like, of course, because she has to go to the bathroom everywhere. So I was like, ugh. So I was like, okay. I told my friend, I'll be right back. I go, guess who wants to go to the restroom? And she just starts laughing. She's like, "Te va a salir cucuy." And I was like, okay, whatever. So we go to the restroom, and it sounds like it's fine, like everything's normal. Like so, then Thelma walks in, and my son, and I was like, okay. So it was like I came back and I told her nothing happened in the restroom. Like you're just trying to freak me out. Well, she had to go again. And this time she told me, Mommy, can you go with me? And I said, why? Like the restroom's right there. And she told me, it's because there's a little girl singing in the bathroom. And I said, well, go talk to her because I was like, maybe it's another kid. And so I was walking up to the bathroom and I heard like,
oh hell no.
and I was
Oh
like,
no. No.
hello, hello. And she's like, Mommy, she's gone. And I was like, don't you hear that? And she's like, yeah, but she left. And I was like, okay. And so we go in the restroom and like check all the stalls and there's nothing. And I was just like, oh my God, hurry up and pee so we can get the hell out of here. But I clearly heard.
Damn.
And I was like, oh,
What song was it? Was it like Mariah Carey?
it was like,
What was it was a corrido. What would you have done?
back that
It
thing.
was a corrido.
It was like Chalino.
It was
Damn.
Chalino.
And
Oh
so yeah,
my
that's what happened. So I was just like, oh, and I told like my friend, and she's like, see, I told you there was something in the restaurant. And I was like, I don't know why you bring me these old ass fools.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's on par for Calexico for the Imperial Valley. Anybody that's not familiar with it, the Imperial Valley is in California. It's a county that's right up against the border. We grew up in a town called Calexico. A lot of crazy shit happens there. Jesse's referring to a city that's 15 minutes away from Calexico, north of it, actually. And a lot of crazy things happen there for whatever reason in bathrooms at schools. Because I remember one from Dual School, which is our elementary. And
The sixth grade bathroom.
yeah, the sixth grade bathroom. It was locked up the whole time we were in elementary.
Yes.
And
I think it always opened like one time, right? And everybody
it
was
only
like
open
wanted to
once.
be in there.
No, yeah, exactly. I don't know. Weird stuff with bathrooms in that area for whatever reason. Anybody else have a story?
Nothing spooky, but I have a question about, or just like the story that Jesse just said. Like, so the first time you went in, nothing. Second time you went in, it was when you heard the singing.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what was funny is that the first time that we didn't hear anything, my daughter really likes the song Snowman by Sia. And I love the like echo in the restroom. So I always sing, I don't care who's in there when I'm in the restroom. And she sings as well. So we sing together. So we were singing in the restroom. And so when we left and we came back, that's when maybe 20 minutes later, that's when she had to go to the restroom or she wanted to go get water or something. I don't know. Kids like to play in there. And that's when she told me, oh, there's a little girl singing in the restroom. And I said, okay, well, go sing with her, go play with her, whatever.
So there's without a shadow of a doubt, your daughter's clairvoyant too. Yeah. Without a shadow of a doubt.
Yes, and so is my son. And the whole time they would not go to a specific area, which was the way that it's set up. It's like it's the library / media. So there's like a hallway, and then it's a restroom, and it's a counseling center, and then it leads into the library.
That scared the shit.
Holy crap.
Oh my gosh.
Do you guys
face, dude?
Do you guys think, like, you know how in the movies, like the entity or whatever, like it plays on your fears or like things that that relate to you? Do you think that also happens or like could have happened there, like with the singing? Like if you both
of
sing,
course. Yeah.
Like,
but to be fair, I don't think Valentina's scared of the ghost.
We weren't. I wasn't scared either. Like I was just like more annoyed because I had to like stop what I was doing because we were literally like trying to bag all these prom dresses, and
excuse me, girl ghost, can you sing in another restroom?
For real, I was about to say like, bitch, go to the light because I'm trying to provide free prom dresses for these girls, like. And she was like, Mom, I'm scared. And I was like, girlfriend, you just went right now. Like, just go. She was like, no.
Like, please no walk-ins, appointments only.
No, but to answer your question, Oscar, I believe that too, because Ethan can agree as well. Whenever it is that when Ethan used to antagonize these things, obviously you're giving it attention and that energy, and it's going to be present, even if you're fearful of it, and you're worried. Which my brother is that way. My other brother, not Ethan, Denny, he's the same way. He'll be on the show sometime soon. Promise, you'll see him. But I'm the same way. Like whatever energy you're giving off, you're gonna feed the entity or ghost or spirit that energy, and it's gonna do whatever it is it's gonna do, whether it's moving something, speaking, or what have you, and it's gonna happen. But yeah, I agree with what Jesse said as well. What do you think, Ethan?
Well, from my experience of antagonizing ghosts,
Being a provocateur,
which is funny because
service matter expert here.
Yeah, my short should be up by now, and it's kind of a story about when I used to provoke whatever was in our old house in Redondo Beach. Well, yeah, like when we used to do our little investigating inside the house, like nothing would happen when we were just like, oh, like we would do dumb questions. Like at first we'd be like, oh, are you here? Or like, are you here with us? Or like
basic questions.
Yeah. And then like we'd do dumb questions and be like,
yeah.
Oh, did you die here? Or like, oh, like, do you like me? Or like, do you like that me and my family live here?
Do you think I'm sexy?
Do you like me?
Rate me 1 to 10.
Rate me 1 to 10. Okay. And I just want to. So we're going to get into our main topic right now, which is the most haunted California backcountry roads. You are listeners and viewers, watchers. If you have ever experienced anything on a road, why don't leave a comment so we could discuss it. And who knows, maybe we'll bring it up on the show too. Also, wherever you're at, let us know where you're at. That way we know where you guys are kicking it, where you guys are watching the show, where you guys are listening to the show. It's very interesting to see where everybody's from, and we could definitely relate to whatever that is. Without further ado, Jesse, you have the floor.
You hear my crazy stuff.
Yep.
I hear him. He's like,
we need an exorcist. I'm just kidding. So I chose this because I love the back roads and I always take the back roads. Okay, so number 10 is Brea Canyon Road in Diamond Bar, California. So this is for more than over 20 years. Brea Canyon Road has been the site of psychic events and tragic deaths. Many people have seen phantom hitchhikers in the dark of the night, never able to leave the area where they live. And they say that you see phantoms at night, and if you give them a ride,
not spirits, ghosts, but actual phantoms.
Dude, yeah, phantoms.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Phantoms
that
and
kind of
hitchhikers.
Changes it a little bit. Okay.
Is a phantom like more dark?
You know what?
Of an entity, like on a scale
well,
from 1 to 10?
it's like a hitchhiker, so it has to be something weird, like a dark entity or something that's taking the form of a hitchhiker.
Oh, I see. So phantoms specifically, they're a type of ghost that seems to be there but is not really there. That's like their shtick. That's how they like to F with people.
Dang. Well,
and it asks, would you give them a ride? And I'm like, heck to the no. I'm not going to die anytime soon by giving a ghost a ride.
I mean, what if they gave you like $5,000?
I don't even care if it's like a little kid
ghost dollars.
That looks like
ghost
I don't
bucks.
care if it's a little boy or a little girl that looks like it hasn't eaten in days. If it's like, if I'm out in the middle of nowhere in a back road like that and I see that, I'm like, I'm leaving. Like, I'll throw a burrito or a taco out the window and then, but I will not stop the car. Like hell to the no.
Yeah.
I wouldn't either. I don't know if I've brought this up before. May have. I'll bring it up when, because I already saw the list. I'll bring it up when when that comes. So I've been in Diamond Bar. I haven't been on this specific road, but I'm not surprised that I'm sure some people have died on that road because people drive crazy on that road anyway. So I wouldn't be entirely surprised with that.
Yeah, so this one's I've actually been. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier, but I unknowingly drove on that road. It's a road that a lot of people take to avoid the 57 traffic or accidents that are on there. And I don't know, for all you guys watching, comment down below and I'll go do an actual video. We'll post it up. I'll go.
He's a crazy
for
man.
you guys.
Just do it.
He's not.
I need at least 30 comments though, because
at least 30 comments.
At least 30 comments, and
I will go out there butt naked. Is what he's trying to tell you.
Do it for 50 comments.
All right,
30 will go. 50 comments naked. I want to see how many people really want to see you naked, Oscar. Okay, I want to find out.
Hey, no publicity is bad publicity, right? Here it is.
We get like 100. Oscar's like, damn.
I know, right?
Now I gotta walk through there. I don't know how to drive.
No, he's like, babe, I'm gonna have to like wax a little bit because
yeah. No, but yeah, comment down below. 50 comments. I'll do a live video, or we'll post a video of me there driving through there, and let's see what we see. I'll drive slow so that way we don't crash, because there's a lot of stories of people crashing and dying there. So
yeah, we don't want that. We like you on the show, Oscar. We don't.
If you want me on the show still, then stop at 49. All right.
Like, mark this date this time.
All right, and so what's the next one?
The next one is I don't know how to say this, Sergio.
Chualar.
I don't know if it's Chualar Road in Salinas. Chualar. And this one is freaky. Like, oh, hell to the no. It says a motorcyclist once drove this road at night. I'm going to make that into a t-shirt
when we have merch. Oh, hell to the no. I'm going to make that into a t-shirt.
Okay, it says a motorcyclist once drove this road at night. He was thrown off his bike by something unseen. When he woke up, a ghostly woman with black hair was standing over him staring. When he blinked, she was gone.
And she's like, I don't like Indian motorcycles. I don't even like Harleys.
She's like, don't be on the street with my motorcycle.
No Kawasaki's on my street. Okay?
Anything with like a woman with black hair or white dress.
It's always that, just right? Like, so she
like,
looked
why
like
is
the
there
ring.
Always a woman on the side of the road crying or mad? Or...
I know. Why? Why can't it be some dude just like upset because he couldn't find his way home or something?
And his name is Bob.
And his name is Bob.
It's something like that. It's like just normal.
It's always got to be some lady crying with really dark hair down to her knees.
And then like she's like in just a dress, like
a Victorian dress. It's always a Victorian
hair,
dress.
Something. Is she wearing makeup? Glasses? Like pearls? Something?
What about some highlights? Some,
yeah.
Well, come on. Because look at if something happens to me, look at my hair, and then they're gonna be like, oh, some girl with white.
Jessie haunted me last night. She had black hair.
How come nobody ever says like a ghost with like really nice highlights with hunting?
Jessie haunted me, and she had some ombre hair on. It was very tasteful.
Like,
I was scared. I was scared at the same time. No, I agree. I don't know.
I don't know what it is.
Maybe that'll make them less scary. Like, hey, your hair's actually pretty nice.
I see some nice hair. Girls with nice hair that are pretty scary looking. I'm just saying.
Oh, I mean, you're right about that. I guess you could say
that's true.
And they're alive.
And they're not ghosts. Oh my gosh! And this next one is near and dear to my heart because there's so many BS stories I've ever heard, and specifically
BS stories, but they're all very consistent BS and they're consistent. Stories. Okay,
they're consistent. And yeah, go ahead. I have one.
So number 8 is Dogwood Road in El Centro, California.
Woo-woo.
So this one says, drive down this road after midnight and you may see the spirit of a girl killed in a car crash. Give her a ride. if you muster the courage. Rumor says she will eventually disappear from your car. But recently, a woman who was driving on this road, okay, this is weird. It says she was on the road on her way to get a psychic reading. Told
From
us.
Jesse Villanueva. I'm just kidding.
Shut up. I didn't give the hitchhiking ghost a ride, so she sat on the car of my hood in order to cause an accident.
That like a pinup model, like this on the hood, like that,
Like an Aztec princess.
like an Aztec princess laying on the hood of the car. I mean,
Some of the
it makes
stories are
sense because I brought this up prior. On this same road on Dogwood, there's a story that supposedly there's a cheerleader or some girl going to prom or something, and she's in her dress and she asks for a ride to prom or wherever it is that she's going, and you're supposed to pick her up. If you don't pick her up, she shows up in the back seat and haunts you for the rest of your life. So that's one of the stories that I heard from Dogwood. I've traveled down Dogwood, and this is coming from me, the paranormal guy that sees a lot of crazy crap. Okay. And I've never experienced anything on Dogwood. The only thing I've experienced on Dogwood, what's that windy road at the end of Dogwood? You remember?
Dead Man's Curve.
Dead Man's Curve, of all names. Okay. It's
I'm
a
assuming
really
people died there.
Yes, I know of people not only died there in the sense they got in accidents, but people would go there and unalive themselves.
Yes.
Damn.
So on Dogwood, it's like all canals. It's like fields, right? And like I'm talking about huge canals, like they're wide ass deep canals.
Yep.
And then attached to those canals are like other deep, huge ass canals. And there's a road that comes off of Dogwood called Dead Man's Curve. And it literally, it's like you have to post a picture of it, Sergio, because it's just crazy weird.
Pull it up.
And it's like a huge canal on one side and then like a bunch of weird trees on the other. And there's like markings on them from so many people that have died there, have unalived themselves there. But also, like, a lot of people say that when they're driving on the curve, like they feel like something pulling their wheel towards the canal. So I had always felt super scared to drive, like, or I'll drive super slow, I just won't take it. But it's literally like there's nothing protecting it. Like you will fall into the canal right away.
Damn.
But
that's wild.
I had never experienced anything on Dogwood Road, just like the two stories that I had mentioned that we were talking about with my brother-in-law, where they were fishing and they saw a girl that was like they thought was lost or from like the town, right? And then another friend that they were driving late at night coming back from a party and they stopped to use the restroom there, and they saw a girl also, but what they both had in common is that, this white person, or I guess, right, another little girl like in a white dress, like what they both had in common is that she never touched the ground, like she was floating. So like they would see her coming towards them, and as she came towards them, they noticed that like she wasn't touching the ground. She was like they didn't see her feet. So they just would like they got freaked out and they left.
So I have it up here. I have Google Maps open to kind of gauge where. I mean, you can't Google Dead Man's Curve on.
No.
Is
there a street view?
It's called it's Dogwood and get me near there. Okay, go más more up. Okay, it's
it's Cloak. This is it right here.
Yeah, Cloak. That's it.
So this is the curve right here. Yeah. This right here next to the Willoughby Road is a canal.
It's like a huge canal.
Yeah, so and just think of that.
And all these trees right here are like
where people have done
crazy stuff.
Yeah, they've done.
Could he jump into Street View real quick or not?
Yeah. Let me see.
Drop the little man on there. Okay. Oh yeah.
There you go.
Oh hell no! Yeah, those trees are.
Yeah.
All this right
So
here.
Dude,
go
what
more
if we
this
see
way.
something right now on the Google Images?
So see all
See, look.
these right here where people,
Oh,
and as you get closer, like these things that they have up, these supposed barriers to protect them, it's just like those
Oh,
things
they're a
of
joke.
water.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
Look at this.
that tree right there on the left looks.
Yeah. This one
Oh,
right here.
Ooh, that looks kind of scary. So,
yeah.
yeah, Oscar, this is where we grew up, where I grew up, and it's you can see it's country. Like this is
Yeah.
out there. Um, so needless to say, when it comes to the canals, I think there's a connection between Ethan knows
The
this as
water.
well. Bodies of water,
Mm-hmm.
with spirits and kind of traveling or vortexes. And I personally know people that have passed in canals, and a lot of people have passed in canals.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not far fetched to say that the reason why Dogwood might be particularly haunted is because of the canals, the abundance of canals in the area, um, and just creating a hotbed of paranormal activity in this area. It's just imagine. So now, if you really think in terms of everything that happened to me, and I have a bunch of other stories that we're going to make into shorts as well, or videos on themselves, and Jesse does too. A lot of stuff happens in the valley, a lot, um, and it could be for a myriad of reasons. And I think a big portion of it is because uh, it's desolate. It's not a lot there, so a lot of spirits can live in peace while they're in quote unquote purgatory or still in the land of the living and can't find their way to the light. And it's peaceful compared to like if you're in a hustle and bustle city and you're just um, you know people looking for their chai lattes and arguing about their avocado toast and shit like that.
I feel personally attacked.
I feel personally attacked.
What water's better? Mountain View, Saratoga, all that.
It's just
Mm-hmm.
there's just a lot there. Like it's like a good place. I maybe like when you come, Sergio, you can like we could just take pictures of some areas because it's like there's a lot of like activity, right? So there's like alien activity. There's like nauticals that have killed people out in the desert. There's or just people that die out there when they cross the river and like are trying to get over here and they just die out there from like
And
heat
they just die.
exhaustion.
Yep.
There's people that have drowned. Like it's crazy.
A lot of unfortunate death in Imperial
Mm-hmm.
Valley. Sadly. Oh, there was a
Damn, that's
lot
wild,
of
dude. Like,
yeah. It's
coming
like
from
yeah.
like I live in LA. I don't know any of this, bro. Like, I'm sure a lot of people
Come
don't
visit us.
any of
We'll
Yeah.
this
take you on a
stuff.
tour.
Go on out there, baby.
All
Yeah.
right, guys. 200 comments down below, and
And I'll go to Calexico, California, and go to Dead Man's Curve on Willoughby Road.
There's a lots of places we can go to. Oh, so many places. The haunted school, the cemetery. There's like
There's
an
a
abandoned
bunch
cemetery. There's so many places we can go.
there,
I'm
and there.
down.
Okay, then there, and this is gonna be a part of a story as well. All right, moving on. What's the next one?
Number 7. Okay, this one is of course White Lady
Here we go.
of Highway 126 in Fillmore, California. And this one's oh my god. So it says once upon a time, the White Lady was hanged from a sycamore tree just off of Highway 126, or she died in a car accident. The legend is unclear. What is clear is that the ghostly lady is said to appear near the sycamore trees, and her you could see her eyes watching you.
oh,
and
heck no.
and this is White Lady of Highway 120. He's in Fillmore. Curious, Fillmore, California.
This reminds me of so my mother-in-law, in front of her house, there's my elementary school, and there's a tree there where a guy unalived himself,
Mm-hmm.
and when you just look at the park like at night, it's just like the vibes are
Eerie.
and it's the neighbor. It used to be the neighbor. Um, and he went to the park and did that. That tree's still there today, and
Oh,
yeah, it's just crazy how they don't just like
Why
remove
would they
it.
leave it up still? Like, cut it down.
good question, Jesse. So I have a question from someone that's clairvoyant. So say when someone unalives himself, some in a certain location, you knowing or not knowing, and I'm sure there's residuals for when that person did that. Do you feel any particular way, or do you see anything or feel anything whenever you're close to something like that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can tell when me with the feelings that I get, it's like you can tell. It's like the other day when I saw your grandpa, like that made me very happy, right? Like I
Right.
wanted to
Right.
cry almost.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's funny that we talk about that because my neighbor, the guy that lives right at the corner of the street, he unalived himself around Christmas time.
Oh my gosh.
And his wife and kids were in Mexicali. And when they got home, he had unalived himself in the living room with a gun. So
Jeez.
I had it when I had passed by there, I had
Mm-hmm.
been like, something happened there. And I kept telling like, and I kept going back in my ring because that's how I see like the cheese man. Like I'll see like if somebody was there, like the ambulance or something. And sure enough, I talked to the crossing lady. So, like,
You hear her channels of gossip of Cheeseman. So
She got
the
sources,
crossing
bro.
lady.
so I was talking to the crossing lady, and she said, yeah, that something had happened, but she wasn't, but she didn't know. But she had just, she had seen ambulance there in the morning. So that later that day, coincidentally, I had gone to Costco, and I saw the people that used to live in that house. They used to be our neighbors, and they had just moved to a house in Imperial. And she said, um, "Did you hear what happened to the neighbor?" And I said, "No, what happened to him?" I said, "In your house?" She said, "Yes." And she said he unalived himself. And it was like at maybe 5 or maybe 3 or 4 in the morning, but the coroner didn't pick him up till like 5 or 6 in the morning, and the kids were like going to school and everything. And and I think that's maybe what the crossing lady saw. But I was like, I know something happened in there. Like I could feel
You
it
could
from
feel it.
just passing by the house. Like something bad happened in there.
Uh, uh, um. Yeah. So I mean, just to briefly touch on this white lady stuff. It's always you're right though. It's always like a white lady dress in a white
The
dress,
white lady of Highway
flowing
126.
dress. Um,
Hey, for
What kind
real,
of eyes do they see though? Like, that's what kind of eyes? Like, how can you, is it like just a dark road and you see like weird white lady eyes? Like, what are weird white lady eyes?
I
Like
don't
Karen
know.
eyes?
Red, Karen. What are you doing here?
Yes, exactly.
why are you
Like,
on my road?
Okay, and on to the next one.
okay, Bardsley Avenue in Tulare, California. Legend has it that this rural road has its own ghost, the spirit of a headless motorcycle rider killed by a prank gone wrong in the 1950s.
Damn.
Soon after he died, reports emerged of a bright light speeding down the road sometime with the headless rider just behind.
Do you dare check for yourself? That's already, dude. Really?
This should have been like number 10.
Okay, you guys, 500 comments and Oscar's gonna go
1,000 comments.
Hold
Oscar
on.
will go out there naked.
and look for the headless red headlight.
Look for the headless guy and give him head.
The
He will do it.
Give him head.
the crazy part is that a lot of these cities I pass through when I go up to Sac or
Oh,
like
okay.
all that stuff. So like, dude, I've
Now
probably
you're gonna
passed through
know.
these, and I
You
just
gotta write these down, dude, and be like, "Oh my gosh, this is
I
it.
wonder
This
what
is
prank it was. Like, were they trying to?
okay." Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. What kind of damn prank would it be? Hey, let's chop this guy's head off.
for
That'd be
No,
real.
were
hilarious.
they like writing with their with like something over their head or riding in the dark and maybe like a wire like when he was going too fast that he didn't see, you know?
How how do you prank someone into getting their head? How does that work?
Or
Put this
maybe,
net, put this noose around your neck. See if you could how fast you could drive.
or
Let's
maybe
see.
they were trying to make it seem like they were headless, and then he died in the accident because he couldn't see, and then
And then he just
that
lost
just
his head.
stayed. Now he
Oh,
can never take
that
off
makes
the,
sense.
you know, I don't
Sense.
know.
But I like the last blurb. Do you dare check for yourself?
Yeah, I feel
But
like
what
this
if
should
I
have
don't?
been like number 10, bro. Like it's not as
Yeah, this one was kind of
Yeah.
weak.
I'm trying to see if
it's a
it'll
little
tell me what the
stale.
prank was.
It should have been like with that other motorcycle story, the other one that doesn't like Kawasaki motorcycles.
Oh yeah.
Should have been with that one. All right, and let's move on to the next one.
The next one is Channel Road in Sanger,
Sanger,
California.
California.
A woman and her two daughters once drove this road nicknamed Snake Road. A turn taken too fast catapulted the car into the King River. The woman could not escape the car and died. Her daughter got out but drowned downstream. At night, it is said she wanders the road looking desperately for her daughters.
Okay.
That sounds.
This is the Caucasian version of La Llorona. Instead of mis hijos, it's Brianna, Josephine,
Josephine, Sarah,
Sarah,
Megan. Okay,
Megan.
this one I believe is haunted because these areas are. It's called Haunted Pacheco Pass near Los Baños, California.
The
Those are
restrooms
weird
again.
areas.
What the hell?
A
Known
restroom.
locally as Blood Alley due to multiple crashes, some victims are said to have never left the site. A decapitated man searches for his missing head.
What is another one?
After his fiance died in an accident, a woman put on her wedding dress and jumped to her death from the rocks near the scene. Her ghost is reportedly there now as she searches for him. A man in a black robe is reported by the highway, and a woman searches for her child but disappears when you try to help. So that's like all the types of sightings that they have seen.
What the hell is going on in this area? It's like different things, or there's got to be like a vortex or like portal or something in that area because that is like
First of
a
all,
lot of
who's
different
like,
things.
oh, let's take a shortcut through Blood Alley? It's when it
Blood
goes through
Alley sounds lovely for our family trip.
Let's go for a family stroll through Blood Alley.
Oh, I
Jeez.
just looked it up on maps. I
Uh-huh.
guess so.
Is it very narrow? Like, is it a very crazy turn?
Does he go
Well,
ahead and share it?
it's a single row. I have it like very small,
Oh, okay.
so it's gonna look really bad. But it's a single row that connects the 5 freeway
See if I can put it.
to Gilroy, which is the
Mm.
101. So I would see why people would go through there. But there's like a lake and a creek and all that. But I mean, it doesn't look that windy. But I'm guessing there's some altitude, maybe.
Is it this one?
Yeah, exactly right there. So the 5 is on the right with the body of water, huge body of water. There you go.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Shoot.
And that's the 5
It's a
freeway right
reservoir,
there.
dude. Okay.
Yeah, see,
So
yeah,
this,
so it's up there in the hills, mountains,
I'm assuming it
mysterious
Why
happens
would
here where
you?
all the
Why would you
trees,
go down that road?
because they're all trying to get to where did I see it? There's like
I've
a
been to
tourist
that 5
attraction
freeway
somewhere.
right there.
The mall.
The mall. What is this? This is a
Pacheco is
park?
peak.
This looks like not a park. This
It
looks
looks
Pacheco
like
like the
Pass.
hills have
it says
eyes.
peak. It does look like hills have eyes. Um
There's something
yeah, I
else
mean
called
it's
Mystery Mountain Top.
where do you see that? This?
Yeah,
Oh.
click it and see if you
Yeah,
can go
there's
there.
definitely something crazy in those woods. Oh, doggy.
Yeah, I think that whole road is Pacheco Pass.
Whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Here it is. It crosses under it. Maybe this is where it happens.
Yeah, those are the rocks. Where she jumped, no?
It's crazy.
I always think of that. Like sometimes when I
Ooh.
see like random shoes on the side of the road or like
I also
stuff
was
like
I wonder
that,
if they
I'm just
fit.
like,
So the next one is just tragic.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And we're at number 3. It's Old Stage Road, Salinas, California. And this one is in the late 1900s, 1800s, or early 1900s. A walking woman accepted a ride from a man who attacked, raped, and decapitated her, throwing the head into the fields.
My
Reports say she
God.
now walks down the road holding her own head. If you pick her up, she'll stay for a moment and then disappear just as at the scene of the
Scene of
crime.
the crime.
maybe she can help the guy that's looking for his head
Yeah, maybe they
at the
could
other
For real,
place.
right? All
They
these
can link
people are
up.
looking for their heads. I mean, if that were me, I necessarily wouldn't want my head. Like, what am I going to do with it?
I know. Give me
Just be
yours.
like,
Maybe it's a different experience.
I feel like, can I just, like, if I find another head with nicer hair, I wouldn't mind.
It'd be nice. Or hair at all for me.
Okay, number 2. Do you feel like they're getting like crazier or no?
They're getting crazier, but there's a lot of heads rolling on this.
For
Yeah.
real, right? Okay, number 2. Garibaldi and Baldwin intersection in Temple City, California.
Oh, dude.
And I feel it's always motorcycles. After a motorcycle crash that killed a young man, witnesses at his memorial took photos of an apparition on the corner of the street. He appeared to be staring right at the camera, but no one was there who could see him by the naked eye. I mean, I believe that because sometimes like the spirits are still there, you know. But I don't understand
Yeah.
why people take pictures of things like that though.
Yeah, like that. See that? See, this is like a good. Now we know what it kind of looks like. This dude's like, I don't know. It looks like a cryptid almost. It doesn't look like a human. That's just me.
It looks like he has a sack over his face.
Possibly. And we've come to the top of the list. Number 1.
This is
Jesse.
like old school. Morgan Territory Road, Clayton, California. Legend holds that California bandit El Dorado, also a cholo, buried stolen goods under an oak tree next to his old logging road in the 1800s. A woman and her husband saw an apparition next to the tree in the 1950s searching for the treasure. People still hunt for the hidden treasure. Perhaps you will be the one to find it. Okay, you guys.
3,000
Oscar's gonna
comments.
go
Oscar
for
is
the
going to go look for that treasure.
What if I find it and then it gets latched onto me?
That's a possibility. It's a risk that you're going to have to take to have the riches of El
Dorado.
El Dorado.
Content.
Content. You're possessed. Oscar is now possessed. Welcome to the show, everybody. That's
Damn, but that's a long time ago. 1950.
It is a long time.
I haven't seen him in a while.
Mhm.
My boy's sleeping still. Something.
Stupid. So it was an interesting list of places. I think the one that we connected with the most is obviously going to be Dogwood Road, because we've gone through that road. We've lived closer for a long time, Jesse. And Ethan, I don't know if I've ever taken you down Willoughby Road, right? The Dead
I've been
Man's
there.
Curve. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You have like I don't know what it is. You're driving down that road and you
feel
have the
weird.
trees on your right and the canal on
It
your
pulls
left.
you.
It's just weird, dude. I slow down to like 5 miles per hour on that
Me too.
curve all the
And
time.
then I went at night.
Of course you did. Ethan's going down the road with his EVP and he's like, "You ghost, come at me, ghost!"
Do you want us to leave? Nah.
Oh my
Nah.
god.
I'm trying. I'm gonna see if I can find a police report because they're public, right? So it says that
Yeah.
the Dogwood ones like they actually have like paranormal activity,
Yeah,
like
like
on the
people
police
actually
reports.
passing away, like the actual stories of them
Hmm.
of that happening to them. Honestly, give it up for Jesse. It was great. That was her first time with the topic. That was a good one. Actually, it was a good one. I never really dove into like back roads. Maybe it's because we lived it. There's back roads everywhere in Calexico, and there's always stories to every single one. Oscar, are there any back roads in? I would ask. Ethan's like an in between child. He grew up in Calexico, but and then he like grew up most of his adolescence in L.A. Now he's in Vegas. Well, Docs, and
Well,
um, I mean, you have a hat.
Oh, dude, I thought that was like live
Lava,
mas, like Taco Bell or
live
something.
live
Live
más,
mas.
Moss.
I'm totally kidding.
la vida loca.
La
It
vida
is.
loca. So are there in your area and the places that you've lived? Are there any specific back roads in LA that have a story like that? It doesn't have to be a decapitated head
Or a
or a
motorcyclist,
motorcycle involved
or a white lady.
or a white or black, all dressed in black, all dressed in white lady.
Um, Not that I know of. However, in where I grew up in Norwalk, there's a freeway. I believe it's the 101
Mm-hmm.
or the I don't know. It's one that takes you directly to LAX. So when you
Okay.
exit into Norwalk, it takes you literally it starts in Norwalk and it goes all the way to LAX. So if you go from LAX all the way down, like it literally ends in Norwalk and it's a straight like road. You can only make a left or right, and there's a bunch of like dental offices and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Every single, I want to say, month, somebody crashes into those buildings. Like they've repaired it, they've put lights, they've put bumps, and these cars, and it's not even like a just like a
But one
boom.
thing they haven't done, una pinche limpia, no han hecho.
Yeah,
They haven't saged it. Yeah.
because
Yes.
dude, these businesses rebuild it, all this stuff looks nice. Next week, boom again and again and again. And these cars are not just like I said, they don't just hit like the bottom, like they're in the building second floor, like they're flew up. Like
The
how?
Damn.
heck?
Like you can look it up, and there's a whole bunch of. I think it's the 101 Norwalk Freeway. I think it's the 101.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and that is just always my whole life since I grew up there has always been in construction, has always been crash after crash after crash after crash.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've reached the time of in the podcast for viewer submissions. We have another viewer submission this week. This one is coming from Erick again. Erick's full of stories. He submitted it for this week. Thank you again, Erick. We appreciate it. Anybody, like we said in the past, you have a story you want to share with us, make sure you send it to this email, paranormaldudesstories@gmail.com. That way we could feature your story on the show and we can discuss it. All right. So for this week's submission from Erick, it's called Lechuza sighting in San Felipe. Anybody here familiar? Ethan, you should be because we've talked about it before. Anybody familiar with the Lechuza?
I've
No.
heard it, but I don't remember what it is.
Okay. I am just going to give
Is
you
it like a
the.
chupacabra?
No. La Lechuza. You ready? A malevolent, shape shifting witch owl or bird,
Mm-hmm.
often depicted as a large owl with a woman's face, said to prey on drunks and children.
Oh damn.
Yes. So let's go into his story. So this is verbatim. I mean, not verbatim, but this is what he sent us. I was driving to San Felipe with 3 of my buddies to sell a truck. The trip down was smooth, nothing out of the ordinary. We made the sale without a hitch. Spirits were high, and we started heading back home, back to the States. Anybody not aware, San Felipe is in Mexico, and Erick is traveling back to where he came from, which is not sure where. He's somewhere in Los Angeles. So, as the story continues, they were heading back. It was my turn to drive. The road back was dead quiet. No street lights, no cars, just an endless stretch of darkness lit only by our headlights. Then, out of nowhere, I felt it. You know that feeling like something's watching you? At first, I ignored it, but then out of the corner of my eye, I caught movement. Something was flying right beside us, keeping pace with the truck. At first, I assumed it was a large bird. You could almost feel the weight of its wings pushing through the air. You know, like when you're hearing, or like a tent, like flopping back and forth, kind of like that. But then it swooped in front of the windshield fast and veered off to the passenger side. It hovered near the window before disappearing toward the back of the truck. That's when my friend blurted out, "Yo, that looked like a witch's face." I laughed. I laughed it off at first, but deep down, I knew something about it felt off. Whatever it wasn't just some bird. It was studying us, watching us. Then it realized it's not what it was looking for. We weren't what it was looking for. Then it vanished into the night. Later, I told the story to my friend Sergio, which is myself. His face went pale. He said, "Bro, that might have been a Lechuza." Reason why he said that is because when he was initially telling me the story, first thing that came up in my mind was a Lechuza. I was like, well, "Are you sure it wasn't a Lechuza? Did it look like it could have been a giant owl?" And he said, "Possibly." Then I started showing him pictures, and he said that he felt pale, like he just, you know, when you feel like your blood drops when something crazy happens to you, and you just feel numb. That's exactly what he said he felt. And then I asked him what he meant. He told me, he asked me about it, and I told him that it's, you know, witches who transform into giant owls or birds to stalk the night. They don't just fly; they watch. They watch people, and sometimes they follow. To this day, I don't know exactly what we saw out there, but I know it wasn't just a bird. So, crazy story. I mean, I've never experienced anything with witches or this one in particular, Chusa. I mean, what are your guys' overall reactions about this?
I think that in Mexico, there's lots of crazy stuff. Like, even if it's like, I don't know, like weird creatures that hide in like the forest in different areas, because it's like, you never know. Even like, I don't know. It's just weird.
I feel
It
like
is
all
weird.
those like you said, like all those weird like not characters, but like creatures or
Yeah, like
things, or just
specific
like
Latin monsters
Right.
or you
Yes.
know, folklore or cryptids. They're very specific when it comes to our culture, and it's true. Um, and this is a testament to that, the whole Lechuza thing. And we in this particular podcast, before we were Paranormal Dudes, we touched on Lechuza very briefly. We have an older episode that's called Latin Monsters of America, right, Ethan?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously the Lechuza came up. But you guys are 100% correct. It's always like in the desolate parts of Mexico where you experience these things, and it's always out in the middle of nowhere, and
Middle of
it's hard to
nowhere.
and it's hard to translate it to somebody
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't believe it, or they don't understand it. But what's crazy about Erick's story is that he experienced it with his buddies. It wasn't like he did it by himself. So he has people that corroborate his story with him. and I feel like that gives it validation, like with different other stories, like me and Ethan and the Yoo-hoo story. It was a great story. Once again, thank you, Eric, for your submission. Great stories as always. I can't wait for your next one. I'm sure you have another one for the next pod. And like I said, anybody else out there, you have a story, please submit it. We would love to share your story on the show. Again, that's at paranormaldudesstories@gmail.com down here. And don't be afraid. Don't be shy. We won't make fun of you that much.
Don't be a leva.
Don't be a leva, eh?
At first, I thought you said there was a lechuga, bro. I was like,
lechuga, floating lechuga next to the truck.
Yeah.
I have a joke for that, but I'll say that later.
All right, we're nearing the end of the show. We're one of my favorite segments, because we get to joke around a little more, which is my favorite part. And Jesse, you get to see Jesse's face by not being impressed by anything that she's watching.
Hold on, but I have a question though. Are we doing 50-50 this time, or are we doing like 95 scary 1%?
This one is called Funny Video Time.
Funny video.
I saw, you know what's funny? I don't know what it was. It was one of the shorts, and Sergio was saying a story or something. And Jesse, in one of the shots, she just goes,
yeah.
Wait, weren't we supposed to?
Yeah.
You're supposed to edit that or something, no? Like, make it into like a whole thing.
I'm gonna compile that. I'm gonna compile it where Jesse's like.
But like, okay, you guys, put how many times you think I rolled my eyes at an episode in the winter.
And then Oscar's gonna go out there and just run naked on the 5.
If Jesse does 50 eye rolls and Oscar, I'm kidding.
All right, just
go.
Yeah,
the counter has to happen when it's Sergio's turn to host, because Sergio's telling stories. Yes, and that's when Jesse rolls her eyes.
Exactly.
Yes, so exactly.
So it's 2 episodes from now, because next week is next week's episode will be Ethan's topic. So 2 episodes from now, be prepared for Jesse's counter of the eye rolls. It's gonna be great.
Oh, there you go. There's one.
There's one.
Oh my god.
Alrighty. Jesse wanted to share this in the last pod, but we didn't get the opportunity to do so. Jesse loves hospital horror videos. Here we go.
I do.
Oh
damn.
Oh. Yo. That's the AC.
Hi, the janitor's up there like this.
That's weird.
Oye, ¿qué están haciendo?
Hey, what are they doing over there?
Getting down there. Wait, where's the window?
What?
What the fuck?
Oh.
Is that the New Year's baby?
That's what it looked like.
I thought that guy looked weird, first of all.
Yeah, he looked weird himself.
He looks scarier, right?
It's like,
anybody familiar with
Johnny Sins?
So,
especially like psychiatric wards and like old folks' homes are my favorite.
We need to get more of them then. Here let's see this.
Oh, this one's wild.
Are these the reptilians? Heck? She's malfunctioning.
Bitch, blink. Why is she not blinking?
She's just trying to fix her contacts, bro. She's like,
oh, with her eyelid.
Oh hell no!
Fuck that, bro.
Enough of the dolls.
This picture wasn't scary enough. Wait until you hear what else I just found out about it. This isn't just another cute picture of a dog. There's something very dark and maniacal going on here.
Maniacal.
Alicia was home with her mom and Zool. This is their cute little French bulldog, Zool. And they were just wanting to take a picture with Zool with the headband. But if you haven't noticed it yet, if you'll look up in the mirror, the vanity, it's a reflection of behind it. And once you zoom in, you can clearly see what she described as the Grim Reaper standing there in the mirror. No one else was home, just she and her mom and Zool. And when they seen this, they noticed something was blocking the light. There should have been, it should have been like this. It should have been clear. They emailed me this picture and story a few weeks ago. But today, she did a follow-up email that makes this 10 times more creepy. Stay tuned for part 2.
Oh, God.
That looked like a blurry coat rack.
Yeah, it did.
I don't know.
Damn!
Ay, pobre
How
perro.
many dogs you got?
Damn. Oh.
God.
I'm so scared.
What did you do? What did you...
I'm so scared.
What the?
It's currently 1 in the morning. My boyfriend is
that her boo?
I just heard keys open.
Oh.
Ain't nobody here.
After about 15 minutes of talking to the camera, she hears something absolutely terrifying. The following footage shows why you should never answer a mimic that is trying to lure you out of the room. It's just never going to end well. Watch until the end.
Oh my gosh. My boyfriend is at work. I'm thinking he might have come home early. He don't supposed to get off till tomorrow. After a good, maybe like 5 minutes, I don't hear him moving no more. So I'm like, damn, is he gonna come in the room? Like, you know, like me and the baby in the room. I know he didn't see the baby. I heard that shit clear as day. And there's nobody here but me and my son. Oh my God. All this. Oh my God! I'm not gonna let you in. What is the f*** is that? I'm so scared.
Wait, where did her... How did she get an accent?
Yeah. Is that from like a different video? I'm confused.
Because the first girl was obviously American and the second clip was... Okay.
I don't know about that. That one was kind of...
This was crazy.
Like they cut it like her DV.
Damn, man. People gotta learn to slow down. Lucky they didn't hit none of these tombstones. Real lucky. Hello? You alright? You okay? What the hell? What the fuck is going on here? There ain't nobody there.
Go back.
Miss? Hello?
Hold on. Wait, I'll tell you when this pause it. Keep going. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going. Pause it. Look at the fence. That doesn't make any sense. How did it get through the fence like that? It's
folded this way?
No, it's folded like that. If the car went through, how did it fold like that?
Maybe it just got mangled.
I think but look at the sign is like this way. I think it like drove.
Just like the sheer impact, maybe it just
maybe
angled and folded back. Because look at the tire tread marks.
Yeah,
like it's consistent.
Damn, man. People gotta learn to slow
No, it makes sense.
down.
The fence is that way. The pole's that way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you guys want to see that video I was talking about last time that I made of the paranormal activity?
Did you do it on?
It's on YouTube. Here's the link.
On YouTube. Do you have the link?
Yeah, I just put it in the chat.
Okay.
This was 14 years ago. Okay, so this is 14 years ago.
Hey, so don't judge me. This is 14 years ago.
This YouTube channel has some videos on there that you're like, you can look at it in your own time. But
I already started listening to it, dude. This is crazy. Okay, everybody watching, this is Oscar when he was younger, and
this was before the mimic incident.
Oh, it was okay.
Before that. Not like before right that. Before, but it was.
This is when like you were trying to fake things and you have a fuzz stash going on.
Yeah.
Holy shit. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm here. What the fuck? Oh. What the fuck? I'm saying.
No way.
That was my sister.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny.
You know what's funny? You know what?
See the black dark hair.
I know you did it too. Black dark hair.
You know what would be crazy? Oh! I'm not saying anything that Jesse saw or anything, but what if like you're faking it and Jesse's like, oh, there's already something there. Just letting you know.
There really is something there.
Oh, I'm sure there was.
Whatever, Sergio. Don't even make that face.
No, throughout the whole video, she was like this.
Dude, you see those things fly off the TV? Like,
Dude, you had the what are those TVs called? The CTR old
dinosaur ones.
The tube TVs. What are they called? CRT TVs. That's what they're called.
So for the first time ever, I'll expose how that video was made. There was someone sitting in the middle of the room, pulling the strings. Obviously, it's all camera angles and everything. And when I went to turn off the light and close the door, he went into the closet. My sister came out, and then she ran at me.
So you've always just had a love for video production.
Yeah, I had YouTube channels. This was my first one ever. I had some other ones that I deactivated, but yeah.
Dang, what are you doing? This deactivated ones, huh? Yeah.
That's the one I told you about, the skits that I used to make and like all that stuff, and I was known at my high schools. And
at some point, we're gonna have to show that on the show.
No, that's deleted. It's deactivated. I've been trying to find them for the past 10 years and can't.
Makes sense.
But yeah, that's that video.
Okay. I mean, great episode. Thank you so much, Jesse, for your topic. Thank you to Erick for the submissions. Once again, just want to reiterate, submit your stories to paranormaldudestories@gmail.com. Any thought? We have a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline. We're going to be putting a lot more videos out for our short stories. Stay tuned for all of that good stuff coming. We did want to give a quick shout out to a couple things. Obviously, Erick for his submissions. Shout out to Erick. Shout out to Jessie. Jessie's actually a part of a bunch of different things, and she makes some time to be on the podcast. Of this particular show, she has another podcast which is called
Together We Inspire.
Together We Inspire. It's a Seroptimus of El Centro. So go check out that pod. Pretty cool if you're into all that stuff. You should be. Mm-hmm. Go support Jesse over there. Anything you guys want to shout out? Ethan's No Shot Production. Go check out No Shot Productions if you want some film to happen or you need some photography. They're your dudes for it. And Oscar, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, dude. I mean, shout out to all the people watching, all the subs. You probably told your friends about it, your family members. At this moment, we're at 1,417. Let's run it up and let's get a 2K at the end of this month. And yeah, because the more subs we get, the more that we can do and the more milestones we'll hit, and we'll get some even better content. Like I said, comment down below. I'll go to these locations and let's just do it. A lot of other things that are going to come in the future, but
yes, we have a lot of plans, but we need your guys' support, and we the support we've gotten so far. We are very gracious to all of it. Thank you so much. Once again, thanks for joining the show. We'll catch you guys on the next one, which will be next Thursday, because what's that? Oh, yeah, 42. Episode 42.
I don't even think we said that in the beginning. Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
went
did.
like this.
Episode 41. Yes,
41.
you did. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Later, dudes.
Adios.